amp that he has on stage, he built that, and then his pedal board he built.
Right on.
So yeah.
Well, how's it going, everybody? This is Quayde hanging out with you guys on the Quayde Things podcast. Thank you to my friends at Texas Homegrown Radio for allowing me to use their studio every week. And my guest this week, my buddy Mr. Mike Stanley, maybe the voice you heard coming into this sound. What up, bro? It's been a long minute.
It has, man. I can't even remember the last time I actually saw you.
I think I saw you in passing at Blue Light in Lubbock just for, I mean, it might have been 10, 15 seconds sometime this last year.
I think it was on a Sunday.
Probably.
Maybe it was at Dave's thing, at Dave's benefit. Was that it?
You know, I think it was at Dave's
think that was
benefit
it,
after he filleted his hand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I tell you what's funny about that. I never met Dave, but I knew of him and we knew of each other, and I think we were kind of like, we respected each other musically and as people, but I never actually met him, or more than in passing. And when I get there, of course, you know, I've been on the road for like a week straight. I had just played at the Blue Light the night before.
Yeah.
And he walks up to me and he's like, "Hey man, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it." And I'm thinking, this must be Dave. And idiot me, I reach out with my manly Texas handshake, and he puts his hand in mine, and I'm just like, "Yeah, man, thanks so much." I had no idea what happened to his hand. I had nothing about it. And then later on, no, he played it off like a hardcore dude. Yeah, he was great. But yeah, later on, someone's like, "Oh yeah, Dave over there. You know, he sliced his hand open, and it's just this awful thing." And I'm like, I just shook that guy's hand.
Well, luckily it was his left hand, which is what.
Oh, okay.
I believe it was his left hand.
Well, if that's the case, then I don't feel like as much
either
of an
way,
a-hole
you're still
anymore.
kind of uncomfortable with the fist bump there. I remember right after it happened. For those listening who don't know, a good buddy of ours, Mr. Dave Martinez, locked himself out of the house and was jumping. Or was like hopping into his backyard, and it was a metal fence, and he just, I don't know. He kind of told me what had went down, but I'm not sure if he hit the end of his hand before he hit the ground, like coming down, or if he just kind of like didn't let go in time. But the top of that, I mean, dude, it was some rough stuff. Of course, he put the unedited picture up on Facebook for a while.
Oh, so bad.
I don't know. Now they make you put that weird gray filter. It's like click for. Yeah. You know, which sucks because it deters you from a lot of cool stuff. Cause, at least for me, because like I want to click on it and be like, I want to see this. But I don't want it to be like so messed up.
Right, because you don't know what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah, you don't know if it's like
Two Girls, One Cup.
Yeah, you know, an ISIS video or somebody getting a tooth removed. You know what I mean?
Like the Dr. Pimple Popper versus a beheading.
Those. I don't care.
I do too.
That's so satisfying.
It's my guilty pleasure is watching those.
Dude, that and there's a couple of like 90s nostalgia cartoon pages I follow, and they'll throw you like half an episode of Beavis and Butthead or something.
Oh, I need to get on that. You need to tell me what those are.
I'll tell you about that later.
Let's talk about it. Yeah,
for sure. But before we kick the podcast off, we were talking a little bit about getting around in different vehicles. You know, you've got the Suburban now. You were talking about getting maybe a C-Class, but you're on the road quite a bit right now, aren't you?
Man, I got to tell you, I am the happiest I've ever been in my entire life. 31 years. I won't get too deep into this part, but a few months ago, I really found myself, and that's when things started falling into place for me. And I don't get days off anymore. Technically, I work 3 jobs. I work a little bit for Guitar Center. I work 2 3-hour shifts.
Yeah.
I get a discount, and I have a job on paper. That's really all it is.
I've done the Guitar Center thing.
Yeah. The discount
Ryan
is...
Summers got me that gig.
Oh, yeah. Man, I love that guy, too.
Dude.
We're talking about some cool people, and I dig that.
Oh, for sure.
And then I'm on the road. Oh, careful there.
It's all good. You can knock it off the stands.
Yeah, I'm on the road anywhere between 3 to 5 nights a week, whether it's full band or acoustic, and then we're building a recording studio in Waco. So there's no such thing as downtime or free time for me. Like my relaxation time is every night when I get home from either on the road or leaving the construction of the studio. I go straight home. If I haven't eaten, I'll grab something to eat real quick. And then I'll jump on my Xbox for like 20 minutes and play 2 rounds of Call of Duty, and then I'm like, I'm done. It's time to go to bed. But that 20 minutes of playing Call of Duty is like, that's my downtime. And it's maybe every other day.
Well, I mean, it's good to not have a whole lot of free time, because I've definitely been to that point where like I've done all of my crap.
Yeah.
I'm done, I'm bored, and then you just kind of get lazy, or at least for me, I get a little lazy.
Well, yeah, and idle hands, idle mind, so and so on. But
cliche, but it's it's cliche for a reason. I mean, that stuff's real. You know what I mean?
For me, it is. Like if I if I stand up and get going on something, like I can keep myself busy and I can keep myself moving and keep myself motivated to the point to where I'll exhaust myself. But I'm also the exact same way when it comes to being lazy. I can let myself get way too lazy to where I get nothing accomplished, and I'm completely okay with it. And I don't want to be that way. You know, like I love being on the road. I love being busy. I love getting to the end of the day, whether it's 12 o'clock at night or 5 o'clock in the morning, getting home from the road. I love that feeling of I am exhausted because I did so much today. I was so productive today. And I want every day to be like that, you know? I mean, I don't want to kill myself working, but at the same time,
it's a good feeling to go to bed with a sense of accomplishment. Like,
it is.
You know, either I finished something I'd started, or I started and finished something today. Or,
exactly.
You know,
exactly. I have irons in the fire. You know, I'm working on something. So.
Yeah, no, it's, you know, I just moved down here from Lubbock not too long ago. So it's kind of been that same deal with me. You know, I was, you know, was talked with Jody Caudle, was able to get in, you know, here to be able to do my podcast, and was like super excited about that. So that was, you know, one of those like, yeah, I've got it done. You know, got a day job now.
Yeah.
Super stoked about that, getting some good things going on. So
isn't Stephenville such a cool hub?
Dude, I love it. You know, and moving here from Lubbock, which is, I'm not going to call it the big city because it's definitely not the big city, but it is.
Yeah. I mean, you're talking to a guy that lived in Fort Worth for 3 years, and I lived in Orlando for 3 years. So, like.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, you know, of course, Lubbock's
Never
not that big. But, you know, it's still, you know, it's large. There's a bunch of chain restaurants and stuff
for
like
sure.
that. And, you know, coming down here, like, I grew up in a town of, like, 3,100 people.
Yeah.
So, you know, coming back to down here, I mean, there's more than 3,000 people here, but it still has that small town vibe. And I don't feel like I'm running a million miles an hour anymore. You know, I can kind of take a deep breath. There's hills, dude. I can't watch my dog run away for, you know, 3 days out here.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a cotton field in months, and it's kind of nice.
Right. Well, you know, I lived in Stephenville for about 8 years, and
I should believe I met you at T-Birds.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. With I was hosting the songwriter showcase. Yeah, for Larry Joe. Yeah, that's right.
It's a competition thing.
Competition.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we don't call it that.
Actually, since you lived here, maybe you could tell me. I've been trying to figure out when they're open, T-Birds. I mean, I know they're kind of open for when Larry does things, but like, do they have like weekly hours, or did they, or?
As far as I know, they're open whenever they say they're open.
Fair enough.
That's about all I know about it.
I don't know.
I get email.
I've been wanting to go out there. I've been down here, and it's like, you know, I'm normally used to going over there when I'm in town, and it's kind of like, well, I kind of want to go out there.
Right. The only time I know they're open is when I get an email from either one of their chain emails or a text from Martha saying that they're doing something out there. Other than that, I never know.
Well, I'll keep my ear to the ground on that for sure.
Yeah. So,
but you were telling me you're living in Waco now.
Yes.
You know, what's the local music scene like down there?
Man, so when I was growing up, it wasn't. There was no music scene. There was a couple of punk bands and some. I say emo. Like when I say emo, I'm talking about like back in the day when it was like Dashboard Confessional type emo stuff. Yeah. Back when emo was good.
Agreed.
No offense.
No, we've all jammed to some emo, some punk, some early
yeah.
late 90s good chunk, you know what I mean?
Right, like back when Blink-182 became mainstream, you know, like before then. Like that's what was around Waco, but I mean there was no venues, there was no support, there was nobody that cared, and it's a huge college town, you know. There's 3 colleges in Waco, and
including Baylor, which is massive.
Yeah, you got Baylor, TSTC, and MCC, and those are 3 really big. 2 of them are internationally known colleges.
Right.
And there's no music support down there. So I ended up moving back to Waco. I lived in Stephenville for 8 years, 7 or 8 years, and then moved to Waco because I had some family stuff going on that I needed to go take care of. I felt like I needed to go take care of it and be there to support some things that were going on. So I left Stephenville. Went to Waco, and then shortly after that, met a girl up in Fort Worth, did the whole falling in love thing. We moved in together for about almost 2 years. We were together for almost 3 years, lived together for about 2 years. I'm still talking, but I'm watching these 2 massive helicopters outside that look like they're fixing to land on top of a building.
Isn't that window distracting? Like in a good way, though? Like,
there's like 2 Army helicopters landing. So I'm really curious as to what's going on.
Once in a while, somebody will walk by and, you know, shove their chest or their butt against the window, and those are the good ones. Luckily, I got the camera angle set up, at least for me.
Maybe you got the helicopters on that angle.
That would be cool. We'll check it in the after edit.
Man, Sorry, I sidetracked easily.
Dude,
Long
you're
day.
Good there. Family matters. You felt you should take care of.
So I went back to Waco and I lived there for a little bit. Ended up meeting a girl. Moved to Fort Worth for a couple years.
Mm-hmm.
That unfortunately ended. It was kind of a mutual end, but at the same time, not really. When I went back to Waco, I went back just because I wasn't really sure where I was going to live. I didn't know if I was going to stay in Fort Worth, and it was like, well, I'll just go crash with my grandpa for a little bit until I find a house or an apartment. So I move in for a few weeks, and I'm looking for a house or an apartment in Waco or in Fort Worth. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, maybe I shouldn't leave. Maybe I should keep hanging out with my grandpa, because he used to be funny old, and now he's kind of crossing the line of funny sad old. Like, he's still really funny old. Right, but there's times you look at him and you're just kind of like... Yeah, there's times where I'm like, man, I'm really glad I'm here right now, because you would have fallen down, or that would have killed you, or just something. Yeah. Or no, don't take the blue one, take the red one. Something like that. But yeah. So I decided to stick around Waco, until whatever happens. Came across... I started meeting some people in Waco, being there on a regular basis. My bass player Jason is from Waco. He plays in a band with a woman named Kayla Ray. Yeah. Who is from Waco. Okay, see, I didn't know.
I did know she was from Waco now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah. Her original drummer was a guy named Justin Cognito, who was, when I first met him, playing the last leg of 6 Market Boulevard. Yeah. He played for Brandon Ryder for a little bit, and now he plays for Josh Ward. Her guitar player, on and off, is Josh Bernard, who is Brandon Ryder's guitar player. Another drummer that I've become extremely good friends with, that has played with me a few times, and also plays with a lot of other guys. Used to play for Hayes Carl, was one of the founding members of the Dead Ringers. His name is Josh Garner. Another friend of ours named Nick Denard. He was Jason Eady's guitar player for the absolute longest time. Kayla was Jason's tour manager for the longest time. I could go on and on about musicians that are in Waco now. Rodney Pyatt lives right down the road. Okay. Stoney's old drummer. I'm going to kick myself in the ass for not remembering his name. He's such a cool guy and one of the best drummers I've ever heard. He lives out of Waco now. Dick Gimbel is in Waco. It's huge. And the funny thing is, like, people don't realize that Waco is all of a sudden a music hub. Yeah, no,
there's one reason I asked is because I had very little of an idea. I don't even know what all kind of venues y'all have down there,
We've got a couple. We've got, since we're in Stephenville, I'll compare it to some Stephenville type places. Fair enough. We have a Bostock's. Okay. It's called Lakeside. It's the entire bar is about as big as the room we're in, but they have a massive backyard with a huge stage. It's really cool, but it's a dive bar. It's like a dirty, nasty, smelly dive bar, but I love it there. It's one of my favorite places. Their big venue. There's either the Melody Ranch, which is more for dancing. Right. Like, that's where you go see like your Zane Williams, or like Randall King would be good out there. John Wolfe would be great out there. Then, Josh Ward,
and then there's the backyard too. That's
the one that's
great things about
really
that place.
Killing it right now. When that place first started, I'm really good friends with a couple of the owners, and when that place first started, I was having conversations with them. I was like, man, this is gonna go one of two ways. Either y'all are gonna kill it, or this is just gonna
it's a make or break sort of deal.
Yeah, because they were doing so much, but in my head I'm going, man, if y'all were in Fort Worth doing this, or if y'all were in Stephenville doing this, or if y'all were in Lubbock or San Marcos, or anywhere but Waco, where nobody cares about music, if y'all were anywhere else doing what y'all are gonna do, I could tell you right now, it's a multi-million-dollar idea. Right. And they got started. They started doing everything they were wanting to do. People were coming out. It's a great location. It's right downtown. It's literally actually 2 blocks from the studio we're building, which is really cool.
Sweet. So you'll be able to just walk on over.
Right. Grab beer. They have great food too. But from what I understand, I've heard the story a couple times. I've never confirmed it, but The Departed played there one night, and they were one of the first big acts to play there. And from what I understand, Shannon tweeted right after the gig, "Hey, Waco, Texas, the backyard. This place is awesome.
Right.
All of our friends, hit
Check
these guys
this place
up.
out.
Go play there." All of a sudden, they're just getting hit with these, like, when we want to play there. We saw Shannon's post. We saw Cody loved it. Like, when can we come play there? When can we come play there?
That's really cool.
Dude, I mean, it's a big stage. They have a big, nice outdoor stage. It's not the biggest stage in the world. They just packed Josh Abbott in there, sold the place out. William Clark Green sells that place out. Co Wetzel almost sold it out. Like
I saw Flatland did really well there.
Yeah,
not
Flatland
too long
does really
after
good.
they'd opened up.
Yeah, I mean, they're putting really, really good names in. I got to open up there for Blackhawk.
Oh, dude.
Like, yeah, talk about nostalgia, man.
Dude, I got to see them at Blue Light a couple of years ago. They come about once a year, but I didn't catch them this last time, time before, dude, and it was something else.
Dude, and they're like the nicest guys in the world too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they were so friendly. Like, I mean, I'm just a little kid up there, you know, trying to play a few songs, opening up for them, and I can't remember his name. The lead singer, he pulls me aside right after we get off stage. He's like, "Hey man, y'all are badass. Keep doing what you're doing. I really dig it. Come holler at me after the show." I was
dude,
like,
hell yeah.
Okay,
Got
cool,
some bus
man.
time.
Yeah,
That's what's up.
yeah. He's super nice. So, but yeah, man, Waco, like, you know, the whole point of this story.
You're good.
Waco really is picking up. Like, I'm really proud to say that that's where I'm based out of right now. Like, 10 years ago, I'd have been like, "Oh, we're from Robinson. Where's that? It's outside of Waco."
You're right.
You know, like, "Oh, are you in a
Pass
cult?"
it off.
No, I'm not in a cult. That was 15 years ago. But
Has it been that long, or has it been longer?
I think it's like between 12 and 14. I don't know.
Jeez.
I was a kid when it happened.
It's crazy how things move along, dude.
Yeah. But yeah, Waco, like I said, I'm proud to say that I'm from Waco. The whole place has gotten so much nicer. I'm sure that whole Magnolia Market thing has a lot to do with it, but there's
Yeah.
actually an economy in Waco. And the cool thing is, even with there being a good economy in Waco, like, everything's not overly priced. Like, yeah, there's some of that stuff where they're selling that little tiny 1,000 square foot house for like $1 million.
Yeah, I saw that. You know, and
Yeah.
just because it's been on that show with the fixer upper people over
Yeah.
there, which, I mean, cool, but I mean, you're why buy a logo? Why buy a label? You
Right.
know what I mean?
I will say this: I had no idea where it was,
Mm-hmm.
and I had to route around some traffic the other day going to the studio, and I passed by it, and I looked up, and I was
That's a
like, "Oh,
big
there's an
setup,
Airstream.
dude.
That's a really nice Airstream. Oh, wait, that's that house." And I'm like staring at it as I'm driving by. I probably should have wrecked like 10 times, but
And is it as small as they say it is?
oh man, I mean, it's
Jeez.
tiny. It's like a front door. It's like a big hallway. That's all it
Right.
is. It's like a really big hallway.
But see, I like where they're going with this, you know, at least from a business standpoint, because they can make this outrageous claim, get the publicity, drop the price to something reasonable, and they'll be having people punching each other for that thing.
Right.
Because it won't be $1 million anymore.
Right.
You know.
Well, not only that, imagine how many times they can do that. Dude, there are so many helicopters landing over there, and I do not know what's going on. I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, I see one now. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm a little concerned. We might have some troopers roll across the street or something. If so, please let me know.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the same helicopters, but if it's not, there's like 10 of them over there. Unless the same two just keep doing
Is
the
there
same
like
thing.
like an Air Force base or an Army thing around here?
No.
Huh. Must be a fuel stop or something. Who knows? Are we close to the airport?
I think there is a airport in Stephenville, like a little tiny one.
Right. I had no idea. It's worth asking, though.
Yeah, that's so weird.
Dang.
It makes people wonder what's
Distractions.
going on.
It's all good. Somebody will walk over. There's a window this way. And
Yeah.
then somebody will walk by and it'll be like, you know, squirrel.
Was it maybe Red Dawn? Or Red,
Where the Koreans and the Russians and whatever all come over.
Yeah, I think it was like the Russians or something,
Yeah.
like, come into the small town. Yeah, we're in a small town.
Yeah. I mean, if it's gonna happen.
Listen, man, I got to play tonight. Give it a day.
Right.
Just wait till
24
I'm in
hours.
Possum Kingdom tomorrow.
Yeah, 24 hours. Yeah, I'll be in New Braunfels. Just
Right.
give me. So, are you playing a private gig out there at Possum Kingdom or what's going on?
No. There's a really cool bar that we go play. Actually, a girl that I used to be really good friends with here in Stephenville. She went to college here. I used to run the open mic at Boss Talks every Sunday. It was passed on to me, and man, back in the heyday of Boss Talks open mic, which the guy that's running it right now is a local musician who's a good friend of mine. And I'm hoping he can get it back to what it was.
Who's running it right now?
Jake Smith.
Okay.
He's also our merch girl tonight.
Oh, right on.
He's opening for us tomorrow too, and merch girl tomorrow.
Double duty.
Yeah. And he may not know this yet, but he's driving too. He's been on a sober kick, and I'm so happy that he's been on a sober kick.
Because then you got somebody that can drive responsibly.
Yeah, I'm the driver in the band, so I take every advantage of not having to drive that I can. But yeah, Bostock's back in the day when I was running it, dude, there'd be nights where I'd go in there on a Friday night, and there was like 100 people there to see live music, and then Sundays there'd be like 400 people.
Jeez.
Just for an open mic.
That's
because
what's up.
It was the hangout. It's what everybody did on Sundays. They went to Bostock's, you know. Mm-hmm. I had to think. So that's where I met this girl at.
Yeah.
She used to come to Bostock's every Sunday. We ended up being really good friends. She moved for some ungodly reason to a town that barely exists, Grayford, Texas.
Never heard of her.
It's gorgeous out there. Well, that's Possum Kingdom is Grayford.
Okay.
And it's like this, I believe it's this side, like the Stephenville side of Possum Kingdom. But there's a little bar out there called the Rockin' Ass Bar and Grill. Mm-hmm. And it's way more of a restaurant than it is a bar. But they've got a decent little stage. They do live music. They're like the nicest people in the world. They pay really good. If you need to stay overnight, they'll give you a cabin. And there's a go-kart track right down the road.
Dude.
So usually what we do is
next time you're going through, I'll be your merch girl.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah. So usually what we'll do is we'll go set up and sound check and have a few shots and then go do go-karts.
That sounds like a plan.
It's awesome.
See, I've been slinging cotton for Randall King here recently, but they got a full-time guy. Super stoked for them. I'm just kind of filling in for this guy because he had some stuff going on. But it had been a long time since I'd been on the road with somebody in a while, since then. And I've got the bug again, dude.
Yeah.
So, I'm open.
For sure.
Well, I'll let you know what weekends I'm open if you need me. We'll talk.
Absolutely. We've actually got some stuff coming up at the end of July that I may holler at you for.
Cool, man.
Actually,
I will say, do you got any Lubbock gigs coming up, possibly? Speaking of, with your blue light hat on.
Yeah. What's funny is me and Bone, my guitar player, we both decided to wear our blue light hats today.
Nice.
Didn't realize it.
I wore my blue light shirt yesterday. I worked staff for one of the street shows a few years ago, and they gave me like a blue light staff shirt. Yeah, I totally just kept it.
I would.
Right.
I would.
I wear it over there some nights. People are like, somebody puked over there. I'm like, and?
Yeah. I think we're working on a blue light Thursday, Hoots Friday, Blaine's Pub Saturday. But
that would be a cool run.
It will be, but I think that's like in October.
Dude, bring it on.
Yeah, but I'm trying to get some acoustic stuff lined out. Here's the thing. I actually just looked at our calendar the other day, and I think I have like 8 days between now and the end of August that I can possibly book something. And dude, 3 of those.
That's a good thing to have, though, man.
Yeah. Well, and that's what, when we first started talking, I love the fact that I'm so busy, and it's a blessing. It really is.
Right.
That's all I can say about it. I'll tell you what, 6 months ago, whenever I ran into somebody, they're like, man, how are you? How you doing? I'd be like, man, I'm tired.
Right.
I'm good, but I'm tired. And now, like I said, I've been through some stuff. I've kind of had a change of where my mind is and what's going on in my life and the way I look at things. It's a very, very positive thing. But now people are like, man, how you doing? I'm like, man, I'm wonderful.
Dude, and that's what's up.
So happy. Like, I cannot complain about a single thing because things for me are just continuously getting better and better and better. And I love it, man. Like, I seriously have nothing to complain.
Dude, I'm happy for you because positivity is just gonna bring more positivity into your life, man.
It is,
and I'm just stoked for you that you are busy and getting all this work in and being able to come and chat with me and all. But the fact that it's not just busy work, it's like progressive busy work, and you're using that to like build yourself, man. That's cool. And
I tell you what I've noticed about myself is that back in that time when I would be like, oh, I'm busy but I'm tired, there was that like real sense of like worn down, unhappy, almost miserable about things, like like I'm doing my thing and I'm a full-time musician and I don't have to have a real job and I get to do whatever I want whenever I want. I don't have responsibilities and I do what I love for a living, but I'm just so unhappy and I'm so tired. Like, that was me back then. Like, it wasn't like I was making it up, like that's the way I was. And
right.
but I knew that I was good. And I knew I was in a good place, and I was doing what I loved. It was just,
It was just that
I let all the negativity in the world and the things in my life like just
the subtle unhappiness just pushed through.
Yeah, it really did. And just one day, I did a lot of praying about it, and one day I woke up and I was like, man, I'm good.
Right.
I'm so good. Like, I have nothing to complain about. I've got the most amazing band ever. Every single day is better than the one before. I work 6 hours a week at a real job, and I get to spend the rest of my time doing whatever I want as long as I can pay my bills. And I'm in the middle of building my own professional, high-end, top gear recording studio in the heart of downtown Waco, which is a booming society right now.
Dude,
like, what am I complaining about? I love my life right now.
I mean, you're in Texas in the summer, so I could, I would admit I could understand you complaining about the heat.
Yeah.
But really, I mean, other than that, you're about got it set, my man.
Man, like I seriously, I'm the happiest I've ever been, man.
Dude, I mean, I'm so happy for you, man.
I tell you a cool thing is that, and I'm not trying to be like a dope or anything or conceited, but another really cool thing for me lately has been seeing friends or people that I haven't seen in a long time,
mm-hmm.
and the first thing they say is like, man, you look good.
You do look good, man. I mean, if I may, the first time I saw you, you had a little more weight on you. You had long hair. You were wearing like a top hat, like a bowler hat kind of sort of deal, which you were rocking, by the way. But like you do look happier, man. You've got you're better in your eyes. Does that make sense?
Yeah, man. I lost a lot of weight. I was really uncomfortable with myself, but it was just like I didn't care. Like, I didn't care about anything. I was just coasting on in life. Didn't really care. And
I've gained like 10 pounds since I've moved to Stephenville, and I'm same sort of deal. I'm calling it happy weight because like
there's a difference.
I'm not. I mean, trust me, I'm drinking a lot less than I was in Lubbock. I'm still drinking, but I'm not.
This is the first beer I've had in 3 weeks.
Dude, congratulations, or I'm sorry, I'm not sure. I'm just trying to pressure you into drinking my beer here.
No,
you know what I mean?
If I had a little bit more willpower, I could have pulled it off. But I knew coming into this gig, like my guys.
It's John Hollinger's birthday too.
Well, dude, the odds were stacked against me. It's John Hollinger's birthday. I'm playing at the Twist. It's Stephenville. So many of my friends.
If you guys are not set
here.
up with a place to stay tonight, I've got a camper a little ways out on the Lingleville Highway.
Yeah.
I'll send you with the key.
Man.
But I just spent like $50, $60 getting a new lock and keys because I done lost my last set. So if these keys come up missing, I swear to God, I'm going to have a freaking aneurysm.
No,
however, if you need somewhere to stay, the AC doesn't turn off. There's Dr. Pepper and Hotito in the fridge, some water.
Nice.
So
nice. I got a hotel or a couple of hotel rooms because they were kind of wanting to drive back, and a few of my friends were like, "Oh, you can stay here, but
dude, let's just after party."
Well, yeah, that's kind of the plan.
That's kind of the plan, right?
Well, and again,
I've got the morning show here on Texas Homegrown Radio tomorrow too, so I'm on the.
I'll do it with you. Are you kidding me,
dude? We'll be here. It's like 7 to 11. It's gonna be me, you, and Jody if you show up.
Well, I'll still be awake.
I was about to say we can daylight it and make it work.
Yeah, but no, I mean, yeah, it's John Hollinger's birthday party. We're in Stephenville. There are so many people coming out tonight that I know. We're staying in town. We're purposely staying in town because I know how tonight's gonna go.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't drink for 3 weeks. Just like I need to prepare my body,
right?
Because I know what's gonna happen tonight. And I was telling the guys on the way up, I was like, you know what? I'm so happy that this is only an hour and a half gig because I don't know if I probably won't be able to do more than an hour and a half.
Well, there's a rumor floating around that Josh Rod and his crew are going to be rolling through here on the river of Rumple. So, that's a dude. I can't drink that Rumple.
I can't either, man.
I hear that, I hear they're coming through and going to try to get everybody all screwed up for John's birthday, which super stoked for. But
yeah.
I can't drink the Rumple, man.
I
call it snowman jizz because that's about how pleasant I am to have it in my mouth. I don't want no part of that stuff, dude.
I used to love Jaeger. Ugh. And then I had too much of it. I can't drink Jaeger anymore.
See, I put Jaeger and Rumple in that same category, but for me, it's the consistency.
They're the opposites. But
for me, it's the almost syrupy texture.
Exactly.
So you're not really. I mean, you are drinking it, but it's more of
Fireball's kind of the same way.
Yeah, it is a little kind of like a cough syrupy almost texture, viscosity.
And it's that cold hit your throat. But
and it's so sharp. No matter how you take it, it's just sharp. It's the only word I got for it.
I used to love Jaeger. I won't say I loved it.
Cold deer blood.
Yeah, I used to like it. But I had a bad experience on it, which who hasn't?
No joke.
Hey, what's up, Quayde? He'll hear that like 30 seconds from now. He'll be like, what? Someone say
We'll keep a watch out the window for that one. There's a delay going out to the bar for those of y'all who don't know. It's pretty funny. We can say things and watch the crowd's reactions slowly later.
Quayde.
But
it's gonna be really funny.
Yeah, I just can't handle like Jaeger or Rumpel. I can do a little bit of Fireball, but it's getting harder and harder. I can't. I got stomach ulcers, so whiskey's really rough for me to take in anyway. I can do tequila because actually, believe it or not, tequila is really good with probiotics.
Oh yeah,
it's packed with probiotics. So, which for my stomach ulcers, it's like the only thing that doesn't screw with it a lot liquor wise. I mean, I can drink beer fine, but if I'm gonna drink, I've really got to handle tequila.
Well,
but those rough. Supposed to be served super, super cold, kind of, the Rumpels, the Jaegers, the Fireballs, Zima's back, though. Have you gotten
Man,
have you gotten a hold of some of that?
No, I didn't drink it because I was on my no drinking kick, but we played Blaine's with Zach McGinn last Thursday, and I didn't know that he did this, but he put out a private Facebook post saying... like the first 10 people that come up to the stage and hand Mike Stanley a Zima get free Dolly Shine merch.
You got Zima'd, dude.
I got Zima'd like 5 times, but I was like, I'm so sorry, I can't drink this.
Just leave it here. I'll give it to somebody in a minute. Were they giving them out with Jolly Ranchers though? Because that's
I got a
that's
purple
how you gotta
one.
do it.
I got a purple one, 2 green ones, an orange one, and a red one.
Dude, I don't know. I've had the blue ones, the green ones, and the pink one, the watermelons. I'm not a big fan of the red ones. They're a little too much for me, man. But
I just like anything watermelon.
But Zima takes me back to being like, I don't care, it's whatever, but it takes me back to being like 9-10 years old. My mom and my aunt would stay up all night playing this board game called Sequence, right? And they'd take a bathroom break, and my aunt would go outside and have a cigarette, and us kids would sneak in there and grab like 3 or 4 Zimas out the case and like run back to the room we were staying in, like slowly drink them. So you could hear, they'd stay up all night, and you'd hear them like shuffle cards. Then Sequence, you play with cards and like poker chips, and you lay them down on squares on this board, and you'd hear like shuffle and then click, 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 click. Damn it! I can't believe you just did that. Fuck! I can't believe I just lost you. And somebody would crack a Zima and then go outside and then we'd run over there and grab one and get back. So, but the bottles are even like the same shape, dude. It's a complete throwback.
Yeah. What's funny is, makes me feel so old. This has been happening so much lately. Me feeling like an old man, but. I was talking about Zima one time. This has happened a lot in the last few weeks that Zima's been around. But I was talking about it a few times, and then a few people I've been around were talking about it, and then someone every time is like, "Oh, what's Zima?" And I'm like, "What are you? You were born in the '90s, weren't you? Like your birthday is in the '90s." Yeah,
somewhere after '96, you're not gonna remember that shit.
Just makes me feel.
Dude,
here's the thing. I can legally date someone that was born in the 90s now. Do you know how awful that makes me feel?
I completely. I mean, I'm a 91 baby, so I get that I'm not. But I'm still behind the threshold.
Next year, I could legally date someone that was born in the 2000s.
Bullshit.
That makes me feel
hold on.
old.
Yeah, wait, tomorrow or next year? Yeah,
2018.
Whoa.
How old does that make you feel?
Quarter life crisis old right now.
Man,
feeling Jesus Jones,
man.
I've never thought about it like that. I mean, you're right, but damn.
I've had a couple conversations with girls, and I'm like, well, how old are you? When were you born? And they're like 90 something. I'm like, good, you're so young.
97.
Go away. I mean, I was born in '85.
I mean, if they're legal, cool. But I mean, at the same time, it's still like I remember when we talked shit on people your age and growing up when you're like when you graduate high school and you're like those kids that are freshmen now, those kids are like 7th grade, 8th grade right now. They're so dumb, stupid.
Man,
they're not gonna make it. We're the best class ever, and now it's like they're in the bar with us now.
Right.
You know, they're buying merch. They're bringing you shots on stage. They're screaming the words to your song.
Yeah.
It's like whoa.
Yeah. I mean, like I said,
I end up dating one. Hell, whatever.
I mean, the last couple of girls I dated, their birthday was in the 90s. Like, I think one was like 91 and 92, and I mean,
that's
granted,
not bad.
that's only like 6 to 7 years younger than me, and me being 31, that's not that bad.
No, I mean, I'm a 91 model. I'm 26, but it's not like I'm. If somebody 18, 17, 18 right now, of course, is just completely freaking weird. But at the same time, it's like at 26, you're in a weird position where like chicks that are like 31, 32, 33
Yeah.
are totally within the realm.
Yeah.
And like 19, 20, 21 is they're still totally like within the realm. You're in this weird medium ground there. But then at 30, is it kind of like the same way? You're like after you know?
Well, it is, because
Does it feel like the dating ceiling's raised a little bit?
Yeah,
or not
I feel
much?
like it doesn't matter what age you are. I mean, once you get past being
legality.
in, like the teens and the legality stuff, I think I personally feel like as I've gotten older, the man, this microphone,
dude, it's so good.
The range of women that either hit on me or flirt with me have also stayed consistent with my age, as far as like, 8 years younger versus 8 years older.
Right.
Like, and also, not to sound like a complete jerk, but 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago,
if Jody's talking shit through the window,
if someone that was like in their late 30s hit on me, I'd be like, "Ooh, you're old. Go away."
Yeah.
And now it's
or
like,
you're like, dude, MILF.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But like, no, I would never. No, like, you're way too old for me. But yes, you're hot.
Right.
Yes.
And then now at the same time, it's like, dude, she's like 20. She's a child.
Well, yeah. Not only that, but it's like this girl that 5 or 6 years ago, I'd be like, yeah, that's the perfect age. That's great. Now, if a girl like that talks to me, I'm like, you need to stop talking to me. Like, you're only 20, or you're only 22.
Right.
You're so young. You need to go away.
You can screw up your life just by touching me.
Yeah.
At this point, you know what I mean? You've got so much to live for.
Yeah, but at the same time, in the exact opposite of the spectrum, now me being 31, I have been hit on or flirted with girls that are in like their late 30s, early 40s, and I'm like, it's definitely not as weird as it used to be. It's not at all.
Not as weird, but
yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's still not quite the most comfortable thing in the world, but it's not as bad as it used to be.
I think when you look in the windows and you see your like saggy old man boobs, and you look down, you're like, okay, I've got wrinkly old man balls now. That's when you accept that it's okay to get hit on by like older chicks thing.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this. Going back to the I feel good, I look good, I feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to. Sorry.
Wait, have you seen the interview of him?
Where he's all
from
when
he got out of jail. That's one of my favorite things in the world. Okay, I'm not gonna get on that subject.
It's a man's world.
Oh my god, he does the entire interview in song lyrics. It's the greatest thing in the world.
It was a great interview.
Nothing can top.
Or like the one with Hunter S. Thompson and I think it was
where
Conan.
He's shooting the
where he's like screaming, having a non-flashback or something, and or an acid flashback, and just shooting copies of his own book. The butler's bringing an umbrella and whiskey and a semi-automatic shotgun. Like,
yes.
If only life was actually that cool. You know what I mean?
Man, to be Hunter S. Thompson. God,
agreed. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you on that one again.
So I shaved my beard off. I had the massive beard.
It was looking great, by the way.
Thank you. It was. I loved it. I got so many compliments. It felt good. It looked good, but it was such a pain in the ass to take care of, especially being on the road all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Man, guys like Phil Hamilton and Jinx and
mad respect keeping that road beard
and Jamie Johnson and Chris Stapleton, dude. Those guys must just have the perfect beard as soon as they wake up in the morning, because maintaining mine and making it look halfway decent was the biggest pain in the ass I've ever been through in my life. And finally, I was just like, I can't do it anymore. So I gave up on it, trimmed it off, lost all my weight, got back to being comfortable, my clothes fit again, got to the happy thing. I've had several conversations with people, guys or girls, mostly girls that are flirting or hitting on me, but either way, I'm like, well, how old are you? What are you, like, 25?
Yeah. No.
Oh, I like you. I like you already. No, I'm not 25, but I sure do like you. 25 is what I've been getting lately. Like, everyone that doesn't know how old I am is like, what are you, 25?
Well, I mean, feeling better comes with looking better, you know what I mean?
Right.
And think, if you look 25 now, when you're 40, you'll look 32, and just keep it rocking, man.
Yeah, but at the same time,
just, accept the gray.
Right. I got a few little ones coming in.
Water and manure, though, sleep and, God's green medicine.
Oh,
You'll feel good all the time. Like, if you can't fix everything but AIDS with that right there, man.
Man, I can't partake.
You can get through the flu, tonsillitis, a breakup, you can get through,
I can't partake in herbal medicine, man.
It's all good.
I either go to sleep, like, immediately.
Right.
And I'm not talking like I get. I mean, it's like
oh yeah,
time to go to bed, or
done for.
Got to go to the bathroom.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Anybody I've ever told that to is like, that's the weirdest thing I've ever heard.
You know,
or a few people have like, that's exactly what it does to me.
You know, coffee. My like morning cup of coffee and cigarette totally does that to me.
Yeah.
So,
well,
but
that's two of the biggest like natural laxatives in the world. Yeah.
Nicotine and caffeine.
Yeah.
Rock and roll. A little bit of castor oil, you're set.
Oh man, wait till you get my age. You'll be down in that coffee and cigarettes just so that you can.
Yeah, I'm okay. Screw it. I'm going down the show we started. Coming back. Been on and off the road with Randall King recently. Coming back, it takes a couple of days to get back to normal because you're like, you're still like being cooped up in the van, so you've kind of got to worry about your,
What a conversation we're having. But
but
you
totally.
are correct.
I mean, you come back and you've got to take a couple of days to regulate, and you're like, all right, I'm fine now, and then you get back on the road, and it takes a day or two to normalize, and whatever. I'm actually about to be back on the road tomorrow, not with a band. I'm just going out. The Blue Light staff are there doing their Blue Light family float. So like David Wild's going, Six, Lance, a whole bunch of people are going. The girlfriend got me tickets to Jamestown Revival, Steve Earle, Ryan Bingham on that Sunday. Nice. And she just picked up some photo shoot for like a back to school modeling deal, some big Western boutique down that direction.
Yeah, congratulations to her.
So it's gonna be a fun weekend. I'm definitely gonna get drunk and sunburned because we're floating. But I'll see you in the window, and nobody's gonna show me their ass. It's sad.
Booty. I said that on the microphone. Man, tell Six and Lance I said what up.
Dude, I will for sure.
Those guys.
Is
Parker going? He's probably busy. He's probably on the road.
I'm sure. I mean, 4th of July weekend. I'm sure he's on the road with Red. Speaking of Red, actually just got done recording an album. I know that they're. I don't know if they're doing if they're in like the mastering or what stage they're in now, but I know it's cut. And I'm with you. There's that little mini chub I've got going on, just like waiting for this shit to kick back off.
I hope Red doesn't hear this and make me feel like an asshole for saying this, but when I first met Red, I loved that guy. I loved everything about him. He was such a cool guy, laid back, just one of my favorite people in the world.
Yeah.
And he, went off to live in Lubbock for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if there was a conversation between him and someone else about this or if it just happened one day, but one day he just showed up to my house, and Josh and Ben had been living with me at the time.
Yeah.
And Red just kind of showed up to the house and was like, "Hey man, moving to Stephenville."
Like, all right,
right
cool.
on, dude. What are you gonna do? I don't know. My truck's broke down and I had to sell my guitar.
Well, that's a hell of a place to start out in a new town at.
Okay, so what's your plan? I don't know. Can I stay here? Yep.
Well, I guess.
Sure can. We'll just be a house full of dirty, smelly, drunk musicians. Sounds
like a plan.
Man, for a few months, it was me, Serato, Ben, and Red all living under the same roof.
God, that's a lot of beer cans.
Oh, man. Broken furniture and...
appliances?
Yeah.
Holes in the wall?
Yeah.
Anybody, or any major bodily injuries, stitches, concussions, broken bones?
No.
Hey, that's good, though.
Man, Ben almost sliced his arm open on a broken end table one time, but that was about it.
At least he dodged that one.
Yeah. But yeah, that was a learning experience living with those three guys for a few months.
Dude, I bet I've been to a couple of compound parties in my time, and it's pretty neat, man. I enjoy it quite a bit. And of course, Caleb Alamand lives down here, and he's been throwing a little bit of after parties once in a while, so I've been over there.
Dude, I swear, it's like everybody waited until I left Stephenville to move down here. It's like, oh, Mike's
I know, right? Sorry.
Now.
Well, I mean, you can always come back for a weekend or three, or
I plan on
or like your Wednesdays off or whatever.
Yeah, I plan on coming and hanging out more often. Actually, I'll be here next Tuesday for the 4th of July thing for Buffalo still.
Okay, right on. I'm not sure if we're coming back on the 4th or the 5th. I know that I go back to work on the 5th, but I'm not entirely sure if we're leaving the morning of the 4th or.
Yeah,
I don't know. We're just kind of playing it by ear. I'm going to be living in a RV and eating white bread and ham for the next 5 days.
Ramen.
Dude, I'm so stoked about it because it's going to be 4th of July weekend, so everything's going to be pricey. So you get you like 3 loaves of bread, 3 packs of ham, a pack of cheese. That's like $20. That'll feed you all weekend. Get that super cheap floating beer.
Oh yeah.
And you're good.
You do the Bush or the Beast, or the Stone.
Oh, dude, Stones all the way. Get a dirty 30 of Stones.
Oh yeah. That was my college and shortly after college
beer
choice. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. No.
That was
growing
until
up,
I got the real job beer.
Yeah, growing up it was definitely Coors Light and Keystone.
Yeah.
And then I'm not originally from Texas, so when I moved to Texas,
Where you from?
New Mexico.
Okay,
originally.
yeah,
Just
I knew that.
outside of Ruidoso is where I'm
I
from.
knew that.
But moved to Texas and was like, oh shit, Lone Star beer. I found it now. So, which is great, but it's really hard to find anything over an 18 pack, and that's what I refer to as a starter pack.
Yeah.
So shout out, hey, Lone Star Beer, if you're listening, would love an endorsement. We could talk. QuadeThings@gmail.com.
Yeah.
But
Mike Stanley band.
MikeStanley.
That's all we drink. I mean, seriously, this is all any of us drink on the road. Lone Star beer, for real.
Beer of choice, honestly.
Yeah.
Actually, if you go check out my Instagram page, oh shit, no, I didn't throw it on my Instagram. I threw it on my Snapchat though. I flipped the hell out. I was with Randall King this last weekend. We played this bar in Nebraska, and was looking at everything they had, and the waitress was kind of dogging me on like order a drink already, and I was like, fine, just give me a Coors Light. She turned around, I was like, really? That you're gonna drink that trash up here? I'm like, well, back in Texas we have Lone Star.
Yeah.
And I was kind of trying to be an ass about it, and she's like, really? And goes out to the back and comes back with a Lone Star in Hastings, Nebraska.
That's awesome.
Blew my mind. So yeah, I drank. I don't know how much they had in the back, but I'm sure I drank most of it. It's kind of the way it works.
We have drank in a couple bars out of Lone Star before, and it's a pretty good feeling.
Yeah.
We drank the Greenwood out of Lone Star twice.
Really?
The last 2 times we've been at the Greenwood, we drank them out of Lone Star. The Greenwood.
Well, we drank them out of Lone Star last night, but it was Jack Barksdale's 10th birthday, and
I was supposed to be there.
God, it was so cool,
bad.
man. My girlfriend's a musician, and so we walked in there and said hi to everybody, and whoever was running the open mic or whatever was just grabbed her and was like, "Get ready."
Who's your girlfriend?
Terry Moore.
I know that name. Have I met her?
I don't know if you have or not.
I don't think I have.
So, but she'll be up here sometime this evening. But grabbed her, threw her up there with Buck and Billy and John and a couple other people up there, and it was pretty damn awesome. That place was packed.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, definitely drank them out of Lone Stars. I had to switch to Coors Light before I left.
Yeah. The last time we were there, which is a few weeks ago. Actually, it was the day after we played at Blue Light.
That damn microphone's gonna piss you off, ain't it?
Yes. It was the day after we played at Blue Light, and again, it was the second time we drank them out of Lone Star, and they walked up to us. They're like, "Well, all right, we learned our lesson.
Right. Just order an extra 5 cases, and y'all are coming in.
A truck of Lone Star next time." And I was like, "Well,
sold."
Yeah. I mean, figured you would have learned last time.
You'd think, but I think that's pretty awesome, man, that you guys are out there doing that. Where do you think you're having your most I hate to use this word, but like commercial success? Like when you go to a town, where do you think you have the best following? Where are you getting the most? Do you got any radio singles out right now?
Man, no. And here's the thing, and I'm trying to be humble about everything and know my place. Hell, man, like 6 years ago, we were not these guys, but when Mike Stanley Band first started, we were playing shows that we shouldn't have been playing with guys we shouldn't have been playing with, and standing in front of crowds that were bigger than most bands that had been around for 10 years were singing. And it was just because we got lucky, right place, right time, knew the right people.
I mean, you can network great anywhere if you know how to do it right.
Yeah, I mean, we ran around with like Will back when he was first getting started in Six Market, No Justice, McClure, The Departed. Like, we were running around, like I said, playing shows that we had no business playing as a young band that had just started. Mm-hmm. But we were making huge steps and big moves, and we were building crowds everywhere we went. Right. And then it was like overnight, my guitar player was like, well, I'm getting married and having a kid and moving 2 hours away. Okay. And then my bass player was like, hey, I asked so-and-so to marry me, and she's pregnant, and I just bought a dog, and I bought a house, and I bought a car. I probably shouldn't be in a band anymore.
One step at a time, dude.
Right.
Come on now.
And I was like, oh my God, man, you just made every adult decision possible overnight. What the hell? And then
don't smoke that again.
Right. Whatever you took yesterday, don't ever do it again. My drummer at the time was like, oh, hey, by the way, I tried out for The Voice, and I got a call back, so I'm quitting the band, and I'm gonna try to.
Did that go anywhere for your drummer? If you mind me asking?
No, unfortunately not.
That sucks, but it's cool that you got a call back.
Yeah, I mean, he's a phenomenal singer. He's like a Bruno Mars kind of guy.
Dude, I dig that. Like
really
that,
cool.
like R&B soul kind of.
Very much.
You know, speaking of, it's got that like R&B feel. I've been on a Leon Bridges kick for a hot minute.
Dude.
And he just hangs out at Mag's.
Man,
which is awesome.
I was at Magnolia Motor Lounge the first time he ever got on stage.
Dude.
Like, he got off
to
work.
see him play at Mag's, I'd probably shit myself. I mean, there's no other nice way to say it.
I went into Mag's. It was like a Sunday night, I think, and I was just kind of wandering around. This back when I lived down there.
Yeah.
And I was wandering around, just ended up walking into Magnolia, and it's freaking Jonathan Tyler and Sam from Quaker City, and I'm like, holy crap, what are these guys doing here? Like, okay.
Dude, JT's one of my heroes.
Love that guy. We've opened up for him several times. Like, they're amazing. Well,
Dude.
Of course, this wasn't Holy Smokes JT. This
was JT and LJT.
Yeah.
Back with Mercy Me, was that the name of the first one?
Yes.
Something like that.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
But no, actually one of the best shows I've ever seen. It was Jonathan Tyler and Taddy Porter back-to-back nights, back-to-back sold out at Blue Light.
Yeah.
And it was like a Friday and Saturday, and that was probably one of the most electric shows I've ever seen.
Dude, Jonathan Tyler and the Northern Lights show is one of my favorites. Like, love that performance, and that's when we were opening up for him a couple times.
Dude.
But what was I talking about? Sidetracked.
Great performance, Jonathan Tyler. Opening up for them. Leon Bridges at Mag's.
Oh, yes, Leon Bridges at Mag's.
Sorry, I had to backtrack too.
Yes. So I walk in, there's JT, there's Sam from Quaker City, and I'm like, holy crap, okay, my plans are made. I'm not moving from this spot.
Right.
And all of a sudden I see the Northern Lights walk in. And I'm like, oh, I love those guys. And I'm kind of like, what's up, guys? How are y'all? Y'all probably don't remember me.
Right.
I've opened for you a couple times.
I know you don't know me, but how's your mom and them?
I'm going to go sit over here now. Stop looking at me weird. I'm not going to kill you or anything.
That's like 90% of my social exposure right there. It's like, hey, it's good to see you. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, who was that guy? Yeah.
I don't know. It smells bad, though.
So, again, I'm sitting here. So the Northern Lights, like, they kind of stand at the door and they're watching for a minute. And they're kind of talking in between themselves, and then they just all walk back out to the drive or the front parking lot.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, I guess we're leaving. Then they all walk back in with their instruments, and I'm like,
it's going down.
What's going on? They set up, take like a 5-minute break. Sound guy sound checks them real quick, and then all of a sudden it's Jonathan Tyler and the Northern Lights featuring Sam from Quaker City Nighthawks, and I'm like, oh my god. They finally get done for the night, and this little, like, quiet, just timid little black kid walks up to the stage. He's like, hey guys, pulls up on a bicycle outside. He's like, hey guys, man, y'all were so good. I'm a songwriter myself and a musician. I've never actually really been on stage before or sang into a microphone, but man, it'd be really cool if I could play a song or two, while y'all are on break. Like, would that be okay? And they were like, sure, man, here's your guitar.
Here you go.
Jumps up. Dude, I mean, like 2 lines into the first song. And the guy's like, I wrote this song. This is one of my songs. And we're like, okay, cool. 2 lines into it, the whole bar goes dead quiet. And we're just like, who is this soulful, Motown-ass, R&B, gospel singing mother father? Who is this?
Dude, and he's fucking killer.
And he's like, nah.
Just like, yell at it, you'll be fine.
My name's Leon Bridges, man. Thanks for letting me play a couple songs. And I'm like, that guy is incredible. That guy's gonna be huge. Like, somebody sign that guy.
Yeah, and then like last year, I think it was last year. It was right before Jonathan and Nikki got married.
Yeah.
Him and Leon were giving each other hand tattoos. Like stick and poke hand tattoos. Like I mean that's cool though. I didn't know that story. I knew they knew each other, but I didn't know that's kind of how they got around. But actually, I'm hating to cut this short, dude, but we're kind of running pretty close to your downbeat.
Yeah.
And I don't want to make you late on that whatsoever. So here's your chance, man. plug where you're going to be next, your
Yes.
website, where we can find your music, what you're doing next, shoe size potentially, favorite flavor
11,
of ice cream.
Oh, I wear an 11 if it's a vintage boot. I wear a point toe vintage boot in a 12, a 12 slim. I could use another Lone Star, please.
Yes.
Dose Lone Stars. 2.
Yeah. But
Anyway, yes, MikeStanleyBand.com is where you'll find almost any information you need the fastest.
nice. And your last album,
Wildflower.
Wildflower, that's
Yes.
right, is on iTunes and everything. Where you can find it.
Wildflower and Play, our original EP, is on anywhere you can download music. It's also on Spotify.
Awesome.
It's also on just about any digital jukebox in any bar.
Awesome.
That's
who are you bringing in here with us?
That's
man?
Quayde. That's the bass player.
Hey, Clyde. Welcome to the program. This is the Quayde Things podcast.
We're actually just wrapping up. That's why I invited you to come
So
in.
it's and
We're
where you're sat
finishing.
at. I'm in front of your face, so we'll never get to see what you look like, but we can
Yeah.
hear you.
All right.
Stick your head over here, Clyde. Look, it's
And,
it's
we can see it
Clyde.
right now.
Video
There
Yeah.
you go.
Okay.
But so now that you've got the guys in here, why don't you introduce everyone
we're
that's here? And
Come on, Dan.
our big black bass or
man. Thank
our
you,
big
sir.
black drummer. Our big black drummer isn't in here.
there he is. Hey.
Can't say that anymore.
So this is
Here, hold on. Let me adjust this camera
Okay,
so we can.
so this
potentially
is,
get a little bit of everybody.
this is Cardboard.
What up, sir?
This Clyde. That's Bone.
Howdy.
And they call me Reverend.
The Rev.
That's our
Rev.
that's our band
right on.
name.
So you guys are officially the Mike Stanley Band. Is that kind of
Yes,
what y'all are going
Yes,
by
sir.
now?
Yes,
It's
sir.
not Mike Stanley and the Degenerates or anything like that.
We're having we're having talks
Airwolf?
Mike
about
Stanley and Airwolf.
I like this Airwolf, dude.
Airwolf.
And you need to have like this like crazy snarling wolf made of leaves blowing.
Oh,
in, like,
you
a
have
fall
no idea.
breeze, you know what I mean?
We've already come
Yeah.
up with many an awesome design.
Oh,
for
right
Airwolf.
on.
So,
Well, dudes, I'm so glad that you guys were able to come in
Yeah.
here and hang with us. Mike, thank you so much.
Yeah, MikeStanleyBand.com, iTunes, Spotify. Of course, you can find us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook.
Right, all Mike Stanley Band.
Just everything's under Mike Stanley Band. All the natural stuff. Come to a show. Come meet the family. This is my family. I talk about it on Facebook all the time. Every
Come hang,
time
man.
I post
Come
something,
hang.
I say, "Come meet the family."
Yeah.
This is my family. These are my brothers. We all come from different backgrounds, different walks of life, different lifestyles, different opinions and personas. But this is my family, and I love
Dude.
these guys more than
You
anything.
know, bandmates and friends are the family you get to pick, dude.
Yeah, that's it.
So, but
That's
grateful
it.
to have you guys here in Stephenville at
Thank
the
you,
Twist of
brother.
this evening. Mike, thank you so
Yeah,
much for
cool.
coming on the podcast and agreeing with this. We'll have this up shortly after 4th of July so that
Okay.
you guys that are hearing this when this does come out on the podcast, hope everyone has had a great and safe 4th of July. Stay out of jail. Don't drink and drive.
No, don't do it.
You
Don't
know,
do
because
it.
if you make it, you know, if something happens, you don't go home, your dog will never understand what happened.
Hey, man,
and if that doesn't break your heart, you have no soul. Oh, dude.
Said that very thing.
It's some terrifying stuff, bro. It's a really heavy thought to have. But this has been another episode of the Quayde Things podcast. Thank y'all so much. And here's a little
Thank you,
bit
brother.
of Brandon Ryder rolling back into the show with Texas Homegrown Radio.